Long game, but it's working.
You got patience.
Yeah.
I don't got it.
I've learned. I mean, it's just different. My patience level fluctuates based on who I'm talking to.
I was about to say the attractive level plays a huge part. I think that's how I ended up in the situation I'm in now. Is just I was like, this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
She's in New York.
You got to chip
I'm in
away.
LA. I got to chip away.
It's like you're a sculptor and you're just building a masterpiece. You don't know what's going to happen to it. It could crack.
Bro.
The stone could crack.
You know, the issue, though, is like when you do that, you're putting them on a pedestal. And then by the time you get them, it turns into fucking Pokemon. Because now you like, I got to catch them all.
Yeah.
If I can do that, what else can I do?
Right.
And that's why I understand why Jay-Z cheated. I get it. Now
yes,
I get it.
Absolutely. You hold Beyonce to the highest decibel, like, and then you're like, what am I doing all this for?
Right.
And it's like, then you
because she's regular.
You're reminded that you're Jay-Z.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. See, and that's what I think people missed is like, yes, Beyonce is Beyonce, right?
She ain't no Kelly Rowland.
But at the end of the day, she's still just Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever girl you go after, when it's all said and done, when you finally achieve whatever you're going to achieve, she still argues with you about dumb shit.
Yeah.
And you have to just sit there and be like, I'm going to just take it.
Right.
They still don't understand accountability. It's not like it's like the hotter they get, the less they understand accountability.
And the less work they do to maintain the relationship. I was explaining this the other day. Like, as you transcend, I don't know if we did this on the podcast, but not in the recent episodes, but the first girls that believe in you are big girls, right? They believe in you.
Hard.
Hard. They support your motherfucking dream.
Hard. They show up to everything.
My DMs, the big girls, dog, no matter what project, it could be a dud project, they gon' listen, bro. They gonna listen to the whole thing. They gonna have notes, and you like, who the fuck am I Instagramming right now? You go to their DM and their avatar isn't even a picture of them. It's like of a cat
or a flower.
She don't got no pictures of her, and then the only picture she got of her, the angle is like this. If she's sideways, that's a down ass bitch right there, bro.
When you gotta change the dynamic of how you looking at your phone to figure out the ratio. Damn, bro. Shout
out to the big girls because y'all be believing.
They do.
Because like
they do.
I think about those guys who like they. That's where they stop. They, and I understand that. And then you go up, and then white girls support you. That's when you're like, okay, I leveled up a little bit.
Yeah.
White girls support you, and then the black women don't fuck with you. Yeah. Because black women also send you gotta come top of your game before black women come back.
Yeah.
And then, Spanish girls, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then black women finally come back.
Yeah.
When you're like almost Super Saiyan, but not quite yet.
So here's the question though. Are we leaving black women at an alarming rate, or are they just waiting for the come up?
See,
that's a hard question.
Well, okay, so I think I have an answer. Okay. Black women, it's almost like black women are the most uniformly connected group of people.
Okay.
So when I got out of high school, which was 2006, graduated college in 2010, black women were the most focused I've ever seen. Like all the black girls that I went to school with, smart as fuck, right?
Yeah.
They're all doctors and lawyers now. All the black girls I went to college with, they're all like dentists and shit like that. I was like, God damn. Then there was a mass, like, we gotta get in the job, like the jobs we want. We gotta go natural. So that there's all these movements that black women went through black girl magic, and now it's like we gotta stop being this independent woman. We gotta be softer. So like black women have been healing for the last 15 years. So we didn't leave them.
Okay.
They just took a knee to the side and like, yo, we gotta focus on us for a second.
Okay.
While that's happening, everybody, big women, white women, Spanish, all of them are still like going hard.
Right.
So it almost lines up to the trajectory of finishing, getting successful, and then black women all healed up, ready to go. And then you're like, okay, perfect timing. So we didn't leave them.
Okay.
They took a hiatus.
We about to get so much heat, bro.
No, I think that's a positive thing.
That's a very positive spin, but there's going to be some black girl with her hair half did at her keyboard waiting to hate us.
Nah, because we see you. That's we see you. You've been working. We doing work on yourself. That's what it boils down to.
I support it.
Self-work, because we didn't know that shit was even happening.
No,
like,
not at all.
The microaggressions and shit.
I have to say, like, black women look great. Like, for some, there's been like a level up. Like when Aaliyah died,
yeah,
there was like, they stopped doing like I don't know, now this is going to be problematic if I phrase it like this, but I don't know. They became more Michelle Obama-like.
Yeah, I mean, that's a level.
Lot of them.
That's like a level that you have to get to. That's a hard level.
It's a hard level.
Because Michelle Obama didn't even believe in Barack Obama. She gave him defense.
Truth.
Like,
God, that's the.
We could have. Michelle Obama could have stopped Barack Obama from being president, and she came close because she threatened to leave several times.
Damn.
And he just had to like be that much better. But this is something I'm dealing with, like, because I'm open about who I talk to. Like, I have a spectrum of who I've dated. Telling a black woman that you used to fuck with white girls is like telling her you're bisexual,
bro.
They don't fuck with that at all. They're like, ugh.
Speaking from somebody that has been trapped in Snow Bunny land for a very long time, when you try to branch out and like reach out to your own, it's not even like a sentence you can say. They just feel it.
Yeah.
They're just like, you date white women. It's like, don't like, stop phrasing it. I date, like I've dated. Yes. But that's not like a spectrum. Like, it is. And you can't handle this.
Yeah.
And now I'm back on the sideline.
Nah, it just has to, because black women have to compete with everybody. That's why. Black women have to compete with black men, white women, and everyone else on the spectrum. So it's like, if your spectrum is wide, it's like, I don't got time for you. You either only need to fuck with me. That's why.
I gotta think about that.
But I was, for a while, there was like a moment where like black women weren't fucking with me for a second. I was like, what am I doing? And then I was talking to Fatima, and she was like, you don't have I fuck with black girl energy. And I was like,
that's
where
what
did
I'm
I
saying.
lose it? And it kind of put me in a spiral for a second. I was like, what the fuck? And I was asking around. And then, I don't know, somehow I got it back. And I was like, all right, I'm good.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You got to get it back. Always got to keep that.
I want it.
You got to keep a jar of it.
You know what somebody told me? They said the reason I don't be getting black women is because I smile too much.
I don't.
That shit hurts so bad, bro. She's like, you just don't look like toxic enough. Not that you need to be toxic. You just don't look like you've been through shit. I'm like, that's a wild statement.
Yeah.
And she meant it. She's like, your photos, they just look.
Because you got to, because the wars black women be in, bro, you got to be
You got to look tough.
You got to pull up.
Yeah.
You got to be able to pull up when it's time to pull up. That's crazy. Then be gentle when it's time to be gentle.
That's wild.
So it's not necessarily a spectrum of who you could pull. It's a spectrum of who you are. How much depth do you have, But
that's crazy because it's like, once somebody sits down and talks to me, they're like, I didn't realize all this stuff about you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how the world works.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Do I need to change or does society need to change?
I think society needs to change. I think there's still limitations on who society, if you see, like when I see Serena Williams with her Reddit boyfriend,
I hate it.
it's weird to me.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I
When she was with Common, I was like, oh, that's a perfect match.
Yes.
But like the pale, bad body, Gumby bodied ass nigga with Serena, I'm like, bro, you pulled that.
I hate it. You know, this is okay. It's not
Serena, it's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with a group of people recently, and they were like, I had said this out loud, and I felt really bad, and I'm trying to work through it. I don't like when white men date black women.
Yeah.
White men suit and tie white men. I think the black dude that hangs out with a whole bunch of black people and you don't know how he got there.
The white dude that does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude, I'm okay with.
Yeah, there's certain Chet Hanks. If he pulled a black girl, I'm like, all right, I'm with it.
It would frustrate me because I know he's not about it, but he's about it.
Yeah.
It would frustrate me, but that's something I would have to accept.
Right.
But if his brother, that would frustrate me.
Yeah.
So I'm working through it.
It's something that we have to, but that's the stigma we put on them.
Yes.
That we shouldn't, because if you want to get a bad body white dude, get a bad body pasty white dude that sits at the computer chair all day, and that's absolutely okay, and we shouldn't stigmatize them for wanting. But think about this though, pause before I say this. A white dick just seems way less appetizing than a white pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's harder for black.
You want to know why?
Women
because they
to
don't
do
say
that.
white dick. They say cock.
I
hate that I just said
gross,
cock, bro.
It's
weird.
A cock.
What is that?
It doesn't seem appetizing at all.
It doesn't.
When I look at porn as a white dick, I'm like, change it.
Get this out of here. This ain't for me.
Right, but I could look at a fucking black dick and I'll be fine. Beige dick, I'm good in the porn.
Yeah.
But something about a white dick just fucking is jarring.
Yes. It's like, why are
very
you here?
off-putting.
Oh.
I get it, man.
I thought I was the only one.
Nah, it's
okay.
So I think black women have to work around that.
Yeah.
Cause
yeah.
On the outside, if I'm dating a white woman, I'm going outside in public, I have to mentally do the workaround. I have to do work to be like, okay, I'm ready. To go outside. That's hard.
That is.
That's a tough.
When we say hard,
I literally cannot.
You have to. Here's what I've learned. If you are going to date outside your race and you are going to date a white woman or white woman, there is a part of you that's going to have to accept that niggas is going to hate you.
Right.
And there's a other part that you have to be so sound in the partner that you're with that she may not understand or get your struggle, but she'll do the reading. She'll educate herself and she won't make you her textbook. And that's important.
You have to know a couple chapters.
Yes.
Before you get into it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's
a
workaround.
It's definitely a workaround. It's definitely, you gotta see who's gonna be there. You gotta make sure you come in with the right entourage. Bro, it's a thing. You can't, you gotta make sure the party is heavily flavored in black. So anybody that sees from the outside, they're like, oh, that white girl's with a whole bunch of black. Well, clearly she's supposed to be there. And not show up to a dinner party and it's people are like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would hate you remember that dude that got engaged to a white girl on a plantation, and they did a whole. Oh my God! Everybody go look this up. This dude got engaged to this girl, and they did a plantation shoot, wedding. It was so. I'm cringing thinking about it now. And he didn't think anything was. He was fighting with people online.
Yeah, you can't have you have to have a destination wedding. You have to leave the country to get married.
Yeah,
to a white woman. You have to become an expat.
The only reason why I'm comfortable dating white women openly is because both my grandmothers dead. My great grandmother and my grandmother, they're dead. So,
do you feel the spirit of
when it goes wrong? I do.
Okay.
I hear the I told you, baby.
Okay.
I hear that,
Yeah.
but it's still like I'm still able to like relax.
See, I wonder if that's an American thing because I don't like because that's our hang up.
It is our personal hang up.
Yeah.
So I have some friends that are like Nigerian and they're just like, no, women are beneath us anyway, so it doesn't.
But you're not lying.
I'm not,
Bro, it'd be problematic as fuck.
They really do.
With the Nigerian homies, you be like, hey, bro, you gotta ease up with that shit. Boy.
Yo, African niggas and Nigerian niggas in the club are the worst, bro.
Jamaican niggas too, bro.
Oh, yes.
I'd be like, hey man, you can't grab girls like that no more, bro.
What you doing, sweetness?
You like, yo, what, yo, no.
Oh, calm down,
all the
bro.
rules. You like, bro, you got to read the manual again before we start going to the clubs with your ass, bro. That shit's concerning. I be in the back like, hey man, I'm about to go grab a drink, bro. While you
just overly aggressive, bro.
Mm-mm.
So I forgot what I was saying. That was too funny. But yeah, it is our thing. Cause like other black people that are not from this country, they don't see that.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another point is like when you're black and you're not from here and you're from a place that there's just black people,
yeah,
you don't come in with apprehension. You don't come in second guessing. Somebody has to tell you you're not welcome openly.
Right.
But where here, it's like a sixth sense to us.
You could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it what I've been trying to push through is it me or is it the environment? Because I'll split the difference and say sometimes it's me when I'm like, oh, they don't want me here. And it's like, no, it's me being uncomfortable and having imposter syndrome.
I think I go about it two ways. I try to evaluate the situation or the space that I'm in. When I enter a space and I'm the only black person, then I'm like, something's off. Because that means they aren't diverse enough in their own lives to have other people of color around. So that's how I evaluate it. Now, if I'm in a space and it's like diverse, there's no black people, but there's like Mexican, Indian, stuff like that. And I start to be like, they don't really want me. They don't want real niggas here. I have to check myself. Okay. So those are the way I go about it. But like, especially in Los Angeles, a lot of these parties, especially the doors we're in right now, I can't necessarily go as far as say they don't want us here, but it does feel like we are the safe option. Okay. That's how it comes off.
I feel that. I don't know if it's a millennial thing, if it's a race thing, or if it's just like an American thing, but like I am trying to lose that edge because when I look at like the younger generation, they're just easygoing, and I wish I had that.
But you have to understand, like, the younger black generation is literally the culture. Yeah. Like they're TikTok, so cool. Instagram, all of that is ran by black. Like black people are the best creators right now, right? So white kids in suburbia are no longer like, when they see a black person coming into school, they're like, I just want to be friends with you because I know you're on some shit that I'm not on. Yeah. And I'm going to learn everything I need to learn. Also, you have to understand, like, all these kids that are under us that are growing up now are learning the lessons openly, right? Like, now in school, they have racial sensitivity training. Their teachers are holding court, like, hey, this is what race relations is and stuff like that. Like, they're actually, there's movements for it. Whereas when we were growing up, it wasn't that.
Nah, there was none of that.
Right? And then, like, our parents had to tell us, like, some people are going to say some things about you. Right. And it's not going to be true, but you're going to have to accept it. So.
See, you know what movie I saw that everyone, I think we talked about this, but I hadn't seen it yet, was Top Gun. I thought that was a beautiful movie, and I went in like, this was corny. And the reason why I thought it was a beautiful movie was because Top Gun is a story of the millennial. So it's like all Tom Cruise was an old ass millennial. Like he didn't have money because remember when he went to the bar, he didn't have the bread. That's us. he's underranked. That nigga was a captain. He could have been a 3-star general.
Yeah.
Underranked. All the like he's getting outdated by technology.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all these like young niggas who are like saucy
Yeah.
that are good at their job, but in your heart you're like, they're not good. They haven't been through what I've been through. And then the mission ends up being based on him where he has to step the fuck up and then hop in the old technology to get the thing done. And I don't think we've had that moment yet.
See, the nuance of all of that though is that movie, the recent one, was more palatable than the original.
Right.
Because the original was just all white dudes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
So you couldn't see yourself in that.
Right.
Now that there's equal representation, they had a few black people. They had a Mexican chick. They had, you know what I'm saying? They had stuff to allow us to see ourselves in those positions, which then allowed us to hear the story
a little more clearly. Okay.
Exactly. Because anytime I've watched a movie that is just like, let's take Reservoir Dogs, right?
Okay.
Objectively, it's a great crime heist film.
Right.
It's a great film.
But you can't identify with somebody.
But I can't identify it. So I'm watching it as a pure audience member, not like, oh, I can see myself in a situation like that. Whereas Paid in Full,
right,
I can see why a group of dudes would get together and do something like that. Same thing with
who did you identify with in Paid in Full?
Shit. We gonna have to come back to that one.
It's Ace Boogie, man.
I don't know.
Live and Maintain. That's a code I picked up, and I have never. We've talked about this. I've never touched drugs in my life, and I'm like, Paid in Full, Ace Boogie. But who I really identify with was the little Spanish nigga who he was the plug.
Yeah,
that he had the cool house, was walking around. He was like laid back, but he gets murked. So it's like, oh, I can't. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Right. You don't want to be
doing wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he lived out, that's who I'm trying to be.
See, I shouldn't have used Paid in Full as an example because Set It Off was a better film to me.
Okay.
And
what about Belly? Did you see Belly?
Yeah, of course I saw Belly.
Who'd you identify with?
Wait, that's the one with DMX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. DMX was, and it wasn't DMX in that, you know, what was great about Belly is like, that wasn't DMX. That was DMX acting.
Yeah.
The character I identified with, not DMX.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that still makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So
you need the Nation of Islam to intercept you.
Yeah.
Before you do something stupid.
So Belly, so yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like I love the Godfather movies.
Right.
The reason why I'm able to sit through the Godfather movies, because if you sit back and you watch it as like a life lesson and you don't try to identify with inside that culture, you're able to take in the movie and this lesson.
Yeah.
Scarface was another one that that's probably one of my favorites of all time because although it was Al Pacino, he's a dude from another country, the Dominican Republic, right? Which is black. And everything he was saying, right? In my country, I was nothing. I was cast away. I'm not about to start over in a completely different country and be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do everything I can.
Right.
Right? And if that means kill or be killed, that's where I'm going to end up. So
I feel that.
Scarface was hard. Scarface is like, yeah.
So then who'd you identify with in Top Gun, the new Top Gun? Was it Jay Ellis?
It was Jay Ellis. You want to know why? Because like in the back of my mind, when they're like doing barrel rolls and flipping shit like that, I was like, this is some white people shit.
Okay.
And Jay Ellis was like cautious. He was like, I'm going to do it because this is my job. But all the extra shit y'all doing, I'm not with it.
See, for whatever reason, identified as Tom Cruise.
Really?
Yeah. There was a moment where I was like, oh, this movie's for me. Is when he got kicked out the bar for not having enough bread. And he was looking in and they were singing the song. And then like he had a flashback to him being like, oh, that used to be me.
Yeah, I mean.
And I was like, oh, I'm Tom Cruise in this.
You want to know why I didn't identify with that? Because there was too much regret. And I refused to be somebody like, oh, when I was a young kid, just told me to live my life without regret. Then they died.
Okay.
I heard that, and then they died. So that is like always been in the back of my mind. No matter like how many crazy situations I get in, no matter how many things that I've done wrong, still live without regret.
Okay.
Because all those experiences amount to something else.
Right.
So I think that's why I was just like, ugh, he's looking too much back at his past. Like, what if I did this? What if I did that? His girl had to get banged out and have a kid with somebody else for him to come back and be like, oh, you are the one.
Yeah.
That's how it be sometimes.
Damn.
So had he spent more time seeing what was in front of him, and that's what Iceman was telling him. He was like, you've already ascended. The only person that's stopping you from getting the badge that you need is you, because you want to stay doing what you're doing.
But that's the story of the millennial. We don't want to grow up. And then we're nostalgic because we're connected to an era. Because we saw shit go wrong. Nigga, we survived 9/11, you know what I mean? And watched the world change several times.
Yes.
And then we're like, oh, because the world right now we live in isn't going the way that it was told to us. We've been bamboozled.
I think
the world for Gen Z or whatever.
Yeah.
It's exactly how it should be.
Well, you want to know why? Because when we were in school, we went through a recession.
Right.
And in school, they told us, you're not going to get a job. So everything we had learned up until that point got halted.
Okay.
So when that moment happened, I accepted whatever I thought my life was going to be. It wasn't going to be that.
See, I was in college and stepped out and was like, all right, you should be good. You did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there. I was like rudely, or just.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you want to know why? Because I had several things happen in college. Okay.
Okay.
I was living out of my car. I was putting my own self through school. I was working a full-time job.
God damn.
And by that time I had gotten arrested. I've been chased. I've been where there's been shooting. Like, I'd experienced so much life in that little bit of time that I was like, oh, shit don't work out the way we want it to. So you have to, like, my degree was to learn everything and be good at a lot of different things, and then let the job pick you. And then once you find the job that you are comfortable at and you feel good, then you start to excel, right? But also in the back end of my mind was like, oh, I'm only doing this so I can eventually end up in front of a camera. I'm taking the jobs that are going to put me behind the camera in the studios where I hear why they say no, and then I'm going to move forward that way.
Okay.
And for the most part, that's how my life has worked out.
Wow.
So I went in, like, when I went into college and left, I had already decided, like, whatever plan you laid out, homeboy, is not going that way.
Okay.
You just have to be quick and move on your feet. And that's why.
Damn.
So, but I'm shocked to hear that about you, because when you get down, you are not a person that gets down for a long time. You're down for like 2 hours. And then you like pivot. And like, because you're like, I don't have a choice.
Right.
And I think people that operate in that way of like, shit didn't go the way I wanted, but I don't like, the option to either quit isn't there. So I got to keep going.
Bro, Fabulous said, if you don't get past the L, you can't get the M. LM. I was like, nigga. Bro,
that's the truth,
that's
though.
A bar. I was like, woo.
It's the truth.
Damn.
So that's why I'm so shocked that you're like.
You know what else is an American thing? I was with my homie from Australia. His name is Daniel Muggleton. He's a super funny comic. But we were watching the news, and it was just like, another shooting in Philadelphia, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, that's normal to you? And I was like, yeah. I was like, bro, you know how many places I've been where somebody shot the place up? And it's just normal to me. Like, I've been in mass shootings before. No one's died.
Yeah.
But niggas be shooting shit up. And I'm just like, yeah. And then he's like, yo, that's normal. And then he got me scared. And I was like, maybe it isn't normal. And then I asked every black person in the room, I was like, you been in a house party or a club where there's been a shooting, right? And everyone's like, yeah, at least 3 times. The minimum was 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, oh shit, that's a very American
to me. I don't
thing.
You know, I don't know if that's necessarily American.
It's a Black American.
It's a Black
experience.
American experience. There we go. That is
right.
I've been at clubs, I've been at a bar, and I've been at a house party. Wow. I've been in all three of those things.
Yeah.
Spaces where it's like, this isn't supposed to happen here.
But I know I have a
basketball game too.
Yes. Bro, there's so many casual parks.
Yeah.
Schools, gyms, locker rooms. I've seen so many guns. Here's the thing. I remember even in comedy, I went to Austin, right?
Yeah.
In Austin, they all have the Chappelle rule where you have to put your phone in a bag, the little lock thing. And I was sitting next to two comics, and I bumped his man bag.
Yeah.
And it clicked. I was like, oh shit. I was like, my bad, bro. He's like, oh, you're good. I'm lucky it didn't go off. He pulls out a gun. And he's like, oh, you brought your gun? And another comic pulls out his gun. And I was like, how is a club okay with having guns in the building, but not cell phones? Cell phones are more dangerous than guns in a comedy club in Texas. How the fuck does that make sense? Niggas just pulled out two Dracos in my face.
And you know what's crazy?
And I got in trouble because I pulled out my phone to check the time.
I bet you had to pretend you weren't scared.
I did.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust white people with guns, dog.
I'm not going to lie.
White comics with guns? Hell no.
That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. Anytime a gun has been just on the table, my mood has completely shifted. It's gone. You know that you know that moment when you get scared, but you can't be scared?
Yeah.
That
you got to toughen up.
You sit up straight. You got great posture when that happens. Great posture.
you kind of do a little,
Nothing makes it worse than when they're like, yo, what's wrong? And you gotta be like, and then you gotta take that swallow. You got nothing's wrong.
No, you gotta talk through the swallow and then swallow later. Nothing. Because you don't want them to hear it. You gotta be cool as shit, bro.
Yeah.
This how crazy it was. I made before I first started doing comedy, I thought a comedian was just whatever, right? And I was like, I'm gonna make a funny rap album, right? And I made an album, and then I was in the front doing the album cover, and I was like, I need a gun. And I asked a random person if they had a gun, if they happened to have a gun.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And then they pulled it from under their seat, gave me the gun. And
they did the Fat Joe?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have a gun. And I was like, thank God. And I was like, but that's how normal it was for them to have a gun. And I was like, what the fuck is happening where that's okay? And it's not, none of this is okay. You know, it's another crazy thing. This was Luke who told me this. He was like, comedy clubs are named after asylums. The Chuckle Hut, the Laugh Factory, the Looney Bin. These are all places where you put crazy people. So we're the ones that are people are coming to see us. We're the crazy ones.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I always thought they were the crazy ones because I'm giving them sense.
Yes.
But they're looking at us like we're the crazy ones.
I mean,
and that's the juxtaposition in life.
Fuck.
Isn't that weird?
But it's the truth. Think about it.
Are we the crazy ones or they
We
are?
are. We're crazy because we're forced to think outside of what society is telling us to do.
Yeah.
Right? And this goes right back in line with NPCs. NPCs are only just following the code that's been given them.
I wish I could do that, but I can't. Maybe I am the crazy one.
You are.
Yeah.
All the geniuses. Oh, God damn it.
We just landed and
we did.
Yeah.
Every genius has had some type of mental illness.
Yeah.
Some type of anxiety, some type of bipolar. I mean, we know the names.
Yeah.
Beethoven, he was schizophrenic.
Was he?
Yup.
Okay.
Albert Einstein, I can't remember what he had, but he had something. And most recently, Kanye West.
Man, that's a wild one because I just had I had a moment where I laid out exactly what was happening to Kanye West. This is today, December 6th.
Mm-hmm.
I laid it out. I was like, oh, this is what's happening. And it made perfect sense. And I go online and this nigga was talking to more white supremacists. I was like, what the fuck is happening? You want to hear my theory?
Shoot.
Okay. We got to go back to the 60s. I'm glad we slow walked into this because I had texted you. I was like, we're going to talk about this. Okay. Fred Hampton met with David Duke.
Yes.
Fred Hampton, leader of the Black Panthers, met with David Duke, the leader of the KKK.
Mm-hmm.
David Duke was unlike any other Grand Wizard because he believed in white nationalism, which is the idea that we're not worried about anyone else. We're worried about white people only.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. They broke bread and found out that the issue isn't them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the media. It's the government. It's the institution, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you got a 23-year-old Fred Hampton gets killed, right? He goes back, tells everyone like, yo, we good. I just met with them.
Can we just take a moment really quick? When's the last time you were like, yo, that 23-year-old had some great ideas? I just want to.
Right.
Okay.
I'm pointing out his age. Fred Hampton's prolific, right?
Yes.
10-point program. That's free lunch, shit like that. There's things that have been implemented into society that comes from the Black Panthers, right? Fred Hampton goes back. He's killed, right? He shares the ideology that was given to him by David Duke, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not us. It's not the white people. It's the media, right? That little seed of anti-Semitism was now planted into Black, like, revolutionary ideas, right? Fred Hampton's killed. Blah. That angers them, right? Because then they look at the media and they're like, yo, our guy isn't, the revolution will not be televised. It's not, they're not giving him a fair shake, right? So then it grows. Who is Kanye's dad? A Black Panther. So who planted this seed? Rewind to one more Black revolutionary, Malcolm X. Now I'm a Malcolm X nigga myself, right? His fundamental idea after he broke off of from the Nation of Islam was Black nationalism, parallel to white nationalism, right? Then he goes to Mecca, he sees it, comes back, he dies, right? So you have two revolutionaries that we idolize with seeds that have been planted of white nationalism. So then, because Malcolm X was saying the same shit, the media will have you thinking it's this person, but it's that person.
Yeah.
So these ideas are now planted. And then as we go along, you got Kanye, the son of a Black Panther, going in. When he went to Trump, what did he present? A Black, like, it looked like the 10-point program.
Right.
That's how Black his agenda was with Trump. And then if you listen to what his ideas are, Kanye West, take away all the bullshit, right? He just wants to build communities. That's all he talks about.
Okay.
Put the church in the middle and then you have the house. Like, he's building, or in his head, he's building communities, but he doesn't have access. So he wants to be the leader. And there was a moment where he's talking to Lauryn Hill and she's like, you're not the leader, you're a leader. So now Kanye's fighting against Black people, and then he's trying to get into white spaces. He's fighting against white people. He wants his ideas, like, done. So then he starts being like, if I can't do it the good way, I'm going to force people to take my ideas. And now he's looking into white nationalism because his seeds have now sprouted, and boom, now he is where he is. In the same spot that Fred Hampton was in, meeting with white nationalists.
Except, here's the thing. Logically, he's not there.
No.
Which is why Lauryn Hill looked him in his face and said, "You're not the
she's
one."
not there.
And she's not there. So
Right.
she's calling it like she sees it. I'd listen to Lauryn Hill a lot faster than I listen to Kanye.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the rhetoric that he is speaking, regardless if it has some semblance, some seed of black nationalism.
I think the white nationalist seed sprouted faster. It's faster like growing than the black nationalist seed. And we're watching that fight take place right now.
Yes. And I think this is why, like, when we talk about like we don't have any leaders, right? Like the closest thing we have, and I'm still gonna say it, the very closest that it like is just sticking their toe out is Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Before and then you have Obama and Jay-Z. Obama's still out here making speeches and talking to people and doing. I've been like, yo, I did what I was supposed to do. I mean, and he lived through it, which is crazy because we didn't think he was going to.
Right.
Right now it's Jay-Z and it's Obama and it's who else do we have? Right?
Michael Eric Dyson.
Okay. So you have those three.
Yeah.
And now you have Kanye, who's trying to force himself into that conversation.
Right.
It's not about the growth of black people and people or in communities as a whole. Right now, it's strictly about Kanye West.
He needs his ideas out, and he is like trying to get it. I don't even want to say by any means because that's a Malcolm X. He's trying to hijack because he's doing exactly what Trump did: hijack the white nationalist movement to get to where he needs to go. And it's not going to work for him.
It's not. But the issue also is that he's his narcissism. It's not that it's the fact that he wants credit for being the genius.
Yes.
If he was just like a dude that had great ideas and passed them along, he would get the credit.
Right.
And it's funny I'm saying that out loud because I think, last night being at the store and like trying to get up or like trying to get on shows, I went through two modes of transportation. Either I'm not funny, which sitting back and like just watching hours of tape is an insane thought to say out loud. The other thing I came up with is nobody wants to hear that you're great when you're being great.
Right.
What makes me, I'm not going to say not bookable, but what makes it difficult for me is that I'm great. Why are you not booking me?
Right.
Versus being like, hey, I want to contribute to your greatness. That would help me get booked a lot faster. And that is what's happening with Kanye right now, is that he is very much, I'm great. My ideas are great. This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Do what I want to do.
Right.
And that's what's making him the villain.
Yes.
Along with the anti-Semitism.
Yeah. He's going through he's like going through a Imagine stage. There's an M on his forehead right now.
Yeah.
And it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. And it's tough because like I don't have any, like, music is so boring now. I have to go find new people. I listen to Tyler, but there's only so many albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to Frank. I listen to, Baby.
Tyler will catch up, I think.
There's a gap.
There's a gap.
And so now we have to, it's like when Jordan left the league, the NBA was bad for a while.
Yeah.
Jay-Z needed to drop an album. There's so many people who just, now's the time for people to fill this gap.
Yeah.
Because you have the greatest producer, rapper out.
Yeah.
So now it's like, now it's your chance. And it's like, but we're in that tween period where it's like, bro, there's no one I can listen to. I don't want to listen to Drake anymore. I don't want to listen to mainstream anymore. And I don't want to, but I also don't want to do the work to find new artists. So I'm driving around listening to silence now.
That's what I've been doing.
And now I'm a crazy person because I just go through thoughts and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this. And I'm just like piecing together.
That's the other thing about our generation. Our music was separated greatly.
Yeah.
You had backpack rap. You had gangster rap.
Right.
You had
other rap.
You had there's so much.
We ran out of rap.
Right. There's like, and then there was the differentiation between hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, mixtape rap. Like there was just so much, and now it just feels like, what's the last greatest mixtape you listened to?
Greatest mixtape. See, I go back to 2012, 2011 for mixtapes. That it might be So Far Gone. It might be Nostalgia Ultra. It might be, yeah.
And that's where we're
I'm
at right
stuck in the air. But is it a me thing though?
No, because if you step out of it, right? Like
Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap was a
Right.
great fucking.
But that's
mixtape.
if you take a step back right now and you like, Baby,
Mhm.
he didn't get big off mixtapes.
No,
He got big because he put his shit on Instagram or TikTok,
right,
and there's the story now.
right,
There are no mixtapes. It's just Instagram and
right.
the internet.
And that's where we have to Tom Cruise the situation and then put ourselves in the lead to be that guy.
We're not gonna be rappers, bro.
No, but I don't know what's happening, man.
Don't get sad.
Yeah.
Don't get sad. We're gonna get through it. I think
I'm mourning. I have to mourn Kanye, and he's still alive. I
don't think he will be for long. We need to cut that out,
bro. If we lose Kanye,
we gotta cut that out because I feel like I said it. And
we're
then it's
close.
Like, we are close.
He's almost there, and I'm like, fuck, man. We gonna and the crazy thing is people aren't gonna care. They're gonna be like, good. I'm glad he's there, and we have to listen to that.
Yes.
And it's like,
And we're gonna have to
hey,
accept
man,
it.
this is just like a small blip.
And I don't think Jay will show up to the funeral.
You don't think so?
No,
Damn.
I don't think he would. Why?
I think Jay's a real nigga, bro.
He is.
He gonna show up. Jay Electronics is gonna show up.
Jay is real, but he's also like, yo, out of anybody I gave the blueprint to, it was you.
Right.
And then you turned it on me. And you put my name in your mouth several times. And I had
You think they're at that level? Because he was just on Jail.
He was just on Jail. And then Kanye did something in one of his concerts.
No,
You
that
know?
that was Pablo.
We're going to have to look this up.
Pablo's when he was like, Jay, don't send the shooters at me.
No. There was something else. And
He did say in a car, he was like, Jay can't talk because he got bodies, which I've said that before. And I was like, yeah, I know Jay. That's why he's quiet, because he'd be louder.
Mm.
I don't know. But yeah, that was Saint Pablo, and then they did Jail, and that's when he's like some red cap,
That line.
So I think Jay's gonna be there, man.
We'll see.
But we're already talking about the death of a person
Before they die.
Yeah, he just has to go. He just has to chill.
I think
put him on ice, or because even when he like that LeBron chess move that he made when he was like, "How about Jerry Jones?" I was like, "Oh, that's a perfect chess move to really combat the issue that was trying to be said, which is like."
But then here's the thing, though, and this is what it's like to be black in America. This is the whole thing. Is LeBron did that great chess move, right? And then Kanye opened his mouth again,
right?
And now it's like the whole field shifts back to like, yeah, LeBron, you chill out. We're gonna still deal with this person over here. So it's like, I don't know.
He's not letting anyone else play the game right now.
No. And that's why it's more about Kanye than it is about the people.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard to like give a shit.
Damn.
So
that is crazy.
That being said, I'm gonna go talk to a lawyer so we can sue Kanye for the $400 that we missed out on.
We put out 3 episodes talking about
because
I thought it was gonna be done by now.
Yeah.
It keeps getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone who makes content, we need to have a class action lawsuit for the podcast episodes that you had to pull and the content that you had to pull defending Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start a petition. So if you'd like to sign up to get your money back, we're going to get the rest of his $400 million.
I was about to ask. He's worth $400 million, right? So we can get a cool like $2 million off of him.
Oh, I don't want that much. I just want the money back that we paid for the podcast.
Yeah,
I just want to break maybe dinner, and then the podcast money we lost.
All right,
we're cool.
All right,
I don't want that much because Kanye still gave us albums. I'm like, all right, but I wasted a lot of episodes defending because I went to bat for this nigga.
You did
hard.
Isn't it embarrassing? You remember?
Honestly, I stand by those 2 episodes.
We're gonna have to cut back to one of the episodes where I was like, you don't want to do this. We gonna have to cut back, and I'm gonna have to look at you and be like,
see, I thought he was going to just jab the Jews just a couple times, bye, then get out. And I was like, oh no, this nigga, this nigga went.
It's so crazy. Like, it's just like, he hasn't picked anything else.
No,
there's so many other things as a black man to be angry about, and you chose.
He called Dave Chappelle a hack. He's like, he's a hack, and he copies Owen Benjamin. So whatever the fuck he's on, he's on.
Which is crazy because Dave is the one that gave him his start.
Yeah.
Dave gave him his first TV appearance. That's
he
crazy.
hates that SNL monologue. That's what he was referring to.
He was mad because of the monologue, the great monologue.
Yeah.
The fucking
that was a saucy monologue.
Perfect monologue.
Yeah.
The thing that literally boosted SNL's ratings for the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
He's such a clown.
Yeah, man. He just got he's running from a huge L, and you can't get to the M's until you, what is it? If you don't pass the L, you can't get to the M. And
that's, for now on, we need to be able to create, we need to have a rap lyric that we can centralize our entire episode around.
I'm down with that.
That's a
solid one.
That's a solid choice. That's it.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, that's been the Gentleman Weekly.
Beautiful episode.
It was
We
a good
didn't
episode.
get canceled.
We didn't.
We talked about the thing.
We were able to say the
and that's
thing.
been on my chest for a while.
I know it has.
I wanted to, and that was an ego thing. I made it about me. I needed to talk about that on air because I lost fucking 4 episodes. And I was like, I'm going to put an episode out where I say what I want to say and do it correctly. I feel like I did it.
Oh, God. No, it was good. It all worked. I think that all worked.
It was close. Yeah.
Is he still out there?
I think so. All right. Yeah, we'll do our intro. Okay. You want to do it?
You went. I went last time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gentleman's Weekly. I'm your host, Keith Johnson.
I'm Rob Smallwood.
And today we talk about millennials. We talk about Kanye, and we talk about rap. And what else do we talk about?
Women.
Oh, yeah, women, too.
I said women. I didn't say bitches.
Wow, you're growing.
I'm growing.
See,
that's a growth moment.
Yeah.
Glow up. That's
software
crazy.
Updates, episode
That's
1 to now.
Crazy.
Wow. And it came out so smooth.
Smooth. I said women.
Wow.
Women.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Beautiful.
I really am changing, bro.
Yeah. Good job, man.
I felt really good.
Good. You should feel proud of yourself.
I am.
Yeah.
All right.